ginormous, my new washer spin dryer. And it works like a charm, a lucky charm. But after I washed the clothes, something happened. But I'll tell you that in just a moment. These two good jars I had to go after at the store today because I got a bunch of mung beans and a screen that fits this jar here so I can make bean sprouts. Hooray, hooray! Today, that's charred, and I wonder why, and I'll tell you in just a moment. Oh no, another just a moment? I bought a kaleidoscope. I'm going to make it. Spencer can make it, but I'm going to make it because I feel the need to do some kind of handicraft. Chocolate pie, bacon bits from the end of the bacon, and some beef pieces, sour cream, and cream for more Scandinavian soup. And why that was charred is because I was warming water over a candle outside. We lost electricity yesterday, and it came back on about 24 hours later. I'm so glad it's on. The garage door is kind of funky. I can't get out unless I open the garage door from the inside, but from the outside I can't get back in. And the gate has a lock and I don't know the combination. So Ashley was home after I got back with these little chores, so I knocked on the front door and came in that way. I'm going to really have to either learn the combination or something because I can't, it's not safe to not be able to get out. If I got out, I'd go out this door into the garage and out to the side of the house, but I can't get out to the street or anywhere else unless I climb over a fence. I should make this quick because my phone is at 20% or something. I had a little brick that's solar charged and it only charged it up a wee little tiny bit. Spencer last night was really awful. He was like, why is the electricity off? When are they going to turn it back on? You know, it's like, when are we going to get there? When are we there? Are we there yet? All night long. And entertaining a little boy that's used to playing stuff and watching stuff on TV. You had to go back to the dark ages like when I was a kid. We didn't have all that fancy schmancy stuff. Either told stories, sang songs, went to bed. So, it's very chilly in here. It's like 50 degrees outside. And in here, this used to be a garage, and it's like cinder blocks and stuff. It keeps it cold. Oh, it's kind of chilly. But I am so glad I'm going to be able to make some food, have hot food. I went by a sporting goods store called Big Five. And the lady says, we're all out of lanterns because this whole area was out of electricity. And I said, that's not what I came for. I got myself, it's still in the car, but I'd have to go through a lot to get out there and get it. I bought a little camp stove that you plug in a little canister butane to it. You don't need a lighter to light it. You just turn it on and it goes click, poof, and so if this happens again, at least I can make warm water or soup or whatever. But I mean, warm water is a big deal because they have like the on-demand water heater thingy. It's in the garage, but since we had no electricity, there was no hot water for a whole day. And I had an interview just before the electric went out. I had an interview to be on Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady. I would love that. Just even meet him. He is so talented. He's amazing. He's also on Whose Line Is It Anyway? For those who might be from another country, he's a black guy. He's very talented. He can sing. He's been in musicals. He's a comedian. He's very, very talented. Hyper talented. So every show, people dress up in costume. And they said, well, what would you dress in? I said, I'd wear my dirndl, my German outfit, and I'd have my hair in braids over the top of my head. And I'd have a cowbell, which I bought today. I'm going to paint a picture of an Edelweiss on there. And they said, well, what would you do to get people excited? I said I'd teach them German songs. And we, mostly children's songs, because those are the ones I know really well. I know a lot of songs from the 20s and 30s in German, but, who's going to do that? But they said, well, what would you like to win? I said, well, I don't know, electric bike. Money's always nice. He goes, how about a car? I was like, no. I said, I'm good for a quick deal. I'm good for something small. I'm good. But don't you want to win the big deal? I said, seeing Wayne Brady in person would be a big deal for me. And then today, when I had like 15% power on the phone, I still have to plug it in now that we have electricity. I had like 15% power. I texted the guy back that I had a Zoom call with. But it didn't work on the computer because the electricity around here was faltering. So I used my phone and it worked out. I texted the guy back and I thanked him for the interview and said, I couldn't think straight. The thing that I would really like, or things I'm crazy about, or I know a lot about, are comedians and old music, especially from the turn of the last century, like ragtime and jazz and the old stuff. So he said, well, for sure you'll be in an audience. We don't know if you would get picked or not, but for sure you'll be in an audience. So I haven't heard yet, and I haven't checked anything because the electricity recently came back on. So I'm going to cook something, sit in my chair, and eat it, and just veg for a little bit. And wouldn't you know, someone that wants to talk called me while the phone was at 10%. I was like, oh. And then scam calls started calling. I'm like, hey, dude, I couldn't talk to you if I wanted to. So, we are not in the fire area, but it's very windy, and they do turn off the power so that they can repair wires that are downed, or just so that wires don't rip apart and set fire on that stuff. It's very windy out here. The Santa Ana wind came rushing up the coast, up to north of Hollywood. Someone in the family asked me, well, where are they filming this? And I said, I'm assuming Studio City, which is just North Hollywood, and that's the southern edge of this fire stuff going on. And there are like movie stars and other people in the biz that have homes up off of Mulholland Drive and way up in there. Burnt to the ground. Steve Guttenberg from the, what movies was that? Police Force movies or something? I don't know. He lives up there. He was checking on some people. They showed him on the news. It's really bad. And if Trump wants to send leaf blowers and rakes, I can tell you what he can do with those. He can stick them up. Boop, 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 boop. This year is going to be something. I went to open mic night. I didn't have anything prepared, so it was just off the cuff. It was okay. But next time, I just want to let everyone know that if you have people that you watch that live out in California, they might just be in an electric blackout or brownout or whatever you call it. Or they could have lost everything. It's very sad. And some of those fat cats, the ones that tell you that whales are going crazy from the windmills. Stay your ground. Resist. Have some common sense, for God's sake. For your sake, for my sake, for all our sakes. So we can go upward and onward.